We've got tips and recipes for healthy living. So for fun and inspiration, come and join us in the raw food world.
Welcome everybody, this is Matt Monarch with the Raw Food World TV show. And we've got Dave and Teresa here again.
Greetings,
Hi.
greetings everybody, how are you?
Yes. So I got a question for you. And
Okay.
I'm wondering if you get this a lot or what. 8 months ago, it was 8 months ago when you had your...
Heart attack and stroke.
Right. Okay, so if you were raw, organic, vegan from the beginning, why on earth would you even get a stroke and a heart attack?
Right, I actually get a lot of those kind of questions, and I get a lot of questions from people saying, oh my God, was it the juicing that caused the heart attack and stroke? And that's kind of what went through my work environment. A lot of people stopped juicing because they thought that the heart attack and stroke was caused by dark green leafy vegetable juice. That's insane, just for the record. That's just nuts. Now, with that said, if you're on a blood thinner such as the rat poison warfarin, Coumadin, things like that, the greens in the amount of juicing that I do affect the blood thinning because it's full of vitamin K. So there are other ways to thin the blood that I'm not going to go into here. But Trace and I are writing a book, and it'll be in that book, just because of how long it takes to go through everything. But yeah, I was raw organic vegan, and three things happened to me in this situation. One is I've had a heart condition for over 25 years. The second was I was obese for over 25 years. The third is that, and I know they say that this kind of stuff runs in the family, but my brother, who was 1 year younger than I was, his warning for a heart attack was "you're dead," and that was 3 years ago. So I'm not saying necessarily that it runs in my family. What I am saying is that if people remember, after 6 months, I was talking about how I'd gotten off of I was on 25 prescription medications approximately, and I got off of approximately 24. I was on one prescription medication left. That prescription medication was for my heart, and last year when I was down here, Matt, you don't know this, but I tried to get off it. I weaned myself off of that one for a few days, but it wasn't my heart.
It wasn't working well.
No, I had to go right back on it after I believe 4 days.
Yeah.
Wow.
I've been trying to get off of this one prescription medication for the heart for some time.
It regulates his heartbeat.
It regulates my heartbeat.
Due to the injury.
Yes, I had an injury, and I will not go into that publicly. But the bottom line is that what happened, it was a sequence of events. One was I was starting up this business, and I was trying to figure out, once I decided, I took 7 months off and didn't do any interviews because I was trying to figure out if I really wanted to do this, because my relaxation, my love is going into the raw food restaurants and trying different things, and I just get so relaxed if the raw food restaurant has the right energetic level to it. And I recognize that as something that I will enjoy for the rest of my life. So I was wondering about that because I get people coming up to me at the raw food restaurants. It's okay. By the way, if you see me at a raw food restaurant, please come up and say hi.
He's a connector. He loves it.
I love connecting with people now. At the time when I'd never been on a computer, and this stuff went viral, and I'm walking down the street and I'm going into a raw food restaurant, people are coming up, oh my God, you're Dave the Raw Food Trainer. And I was just like, whoa, what's going on here, and how do you know me, and all this kind of stuff.
It was kind of new.
It was very new and very unnerving for me, to be quite frank with you. So getting back to what was going on, one was I had stopped juicing for about 3 to 5 days. I did not juice at all.
Maybe it might have even been longer than that, because we had come down here.
That's right. And then
for the International Day of Juice Feast. For the Raw Food World Conference, we were down here in Vilcabamba.
Yeah.
And several things happened. And then when we got home, we ended up having a bacterial.
We got sick in keto.
Yeah,
we made a mistake and ate some salads in keto, and we didn't think, but they're going to wash the salads with their regular water, and we didn't think that. Down here in Vilcabamba, we eat the salads, they wash it with the water, we're not sick.
We're fine.
The water here in Vilcabamba is just totally different. But let me tell you, in the big city of Quito, you better watch
Yeesh.
yourself or you will get Montezuma's revenge, as the Mexicans call it.
And did we? So
Yeah.
that like started
Yes.
off like 3 weeks of no
Yeah.
no juicing, no nothing, because we couldn't keep anything in.
Yeah, I had a second urinary tract, so to speak, you know. So it's pretty bad. But the bottom line is that there was a combination of these three things. I had stopped juicing for a period of time. Then on top of that, I just had all these women in these different places that making me raw food. So in Seattle, I would pick up a bunch of raw food, and it was free, and I was a little tight on money at the time. And then I would stop off in Stockton, and there was a couple of friends of mine that would come out from Stockton and always bring me all kinds of stuff. And then I would get down to California, and like one of the supervisors down there is now a raw fooder. Her name is Tracy, and she makes this phenomenal stuff. So, you know, hi Tracy, yeah. So, bottom line is, I had all this food being given to me for free, but it was very high in sugar content. It was full of, there was just a tremendous amount of different types of things going on that I normally don't allow into my diet.
Yeah, we were down here in Vilcabamba, and he was actually walking a lot, and we were eating really healthy, and he was doing great. I mean, he lost a lot more weight while we were down here. He felt better. He had more endurance and stamina. Then we get back and we have that intestinal thing happen, and no food or anything for almost a month. And then all of a sudden he jumps back in the truck, and then he's got all these raw food delights coming at him, a lot of them with agave or fruit or things in it that are more rich and not stuff he's used to, you know.
But what I really want to get down to the point of this is that another combination came into that. So that was two of the things. One was I was had stopped juicing, and the other was I was allowing different types of foods into my system that I normally don't allow, even though they're raw. But being a diabetic, I have to watch my sugar intake, and I had lost my sugar meter. But even with that, I wasn't taking it. I didn't need it. I was always hovering at that point around 75 to 78. Blood sugar, if you understand blood sugars, that's a very good blood sugar to be leveling around. But the third factor that came into all this, and the most devastating one for me, and it's what I know inside, I mean, I just know that this was the straw that broke the camel's back, so to speak, was my heart doctor had retired, and I have a new heart doctor. And this guy found out that, whoa, how come you're not taking simvastatin? How come you're not taking metoprolol? How come you're not taking lisinopril? How come you're not? I was on 7 prescription medications for my heart. And what I did was I weaned myself off of them very carefully over a long period of time. And I was talking with different types of naturopathic doctors and different types of doctors.
He did not do this unassisted. He had medical input.
And input is what I'm going to tell you, because no doctor would. They all told me up front, I cannot legally tell you to get off of this.
Standard doctors.
Even naturopathic doctors are going to tell you that. I was told that by 7 naturopathic doctors, that I can't legally tell you to do this. But if you want to research this out, you can.
Well, this is what he did. This is what
I did.
This is what he did.
Yeah.
He went off all but one.
I got off of all but one that I was still trying to get off of. This doctor blew a gasket. This heart doctor blew a gasket. And basically told me I had to come in, take a treadmill test, and he was not going to prescribe me any more of anything until I came in to take the treadmill test. Well, I'm a truck driver. I got sent, instead of going up to Seattle, I got sent off to Phoenix, Arizona on a run. So I had to call up and tell these guys, hey, I'm not going to be there. I got to cancel. And when you cancel, it takes another 3 or 4 weeks to make another appointment with a heart doctor. It's not like I'm there one day on Mondays. That's the only day I can do it. It's my only day off to get to this heart doctor in Seattle. So I don't know if he thought it was an excuse or what. And the reason why Trace and I did not talk about this was I didn't want it talked about, because I needed to decide whether or not I was going to sue this guy. Because what he did was he would not prescribe me the medication even for another 7 to 10 days when I told him I was going to be off of it and I needed it. And I just asked him to give it to me for long enough to get there. No, not until you come and take the treadmill test. Well, I ran out of that heart medication, and 3 days later I had a heart attack. And that heart attack caused the stroke.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you again at the Raw Food World.